Welcome back to IGN Live at E3 2019. Now, for some dark, twisted, horrible reason, lovable Mario brother Luigi has spent the last 18 years getting repeatedly lured into wretched, haunted mansions brimming with awful ghosts, ghouls, and various nightmarish things that go bump in the night. In the upcoming Luigi's Mansion 3, Luigi once again returns to the darkness and despair. And joining me to understand why is IGN's Janet Garcia and Nintendo's JC Rodrigo. Hello.
Hi.
Was that dark? Let's bring it up.
I was kind of caught me off guard there. I was just like, wow, that got serious really fast.
It really is.
Yeah.
I am worried about this lovable plumber man. He is constantly thrown into this haunted mansion, and he's back in another one. This is Luigi's Mansion 3, obviously.
Correct.
What's going on with this game?
Long story
short, is he okay?
Yeah, everything's fine. You know, they were going on vacation. He got an invite to this giant, nice hotel. It's really gold, really beautiful. He gets in, and things aren't all that they seem. Something happens, and I'll just say that some of the characters start to get in a bit of trouble, and Luigi's got to save them. But thankfully, he's brought his poltergust G00, and right now what you're seeing is actually one of the bosses in the level. I believe his name is King McFright. He's got that, what he was holding, it looked like a light bulb. What that is, it's an elevator button.
Oh.
So you have to go to the end of the level. You would, of course, defeat the boss and try to reclaim the elevator button, and you would get to the next level. So each of the levels really does have a different kind of theme to it. In this particular one, you can see the whole, insert, GOT joke here. But it's really exciting because as you start to explore as a player, you start to find a lot of different secrets and fun little things, as all Luigi's Mansion games do. But this one, a lot of love and care into this one. So
would you say the progression is like you gathering these elevator buttons to slowly make your way up this like tower stacked mansion?
Yeah, it's pretty much that's it. And what's new to the game also is you're about to see a little bit of it here. See Luigi, as you can tell, using the poltergust G00, and I can't help his animations, and they're so good. Yeah, he starts to get scared, freak out, and then he hits him with a strobe bulb. Hold down the button, hold back, and then this is a new move called the slam. So once you fill that gauge, you can press the A button a couple of times, and you'll slam the ghost. Now, what's interesting is usually the pattern for simple ghosts like this is you press the A button to flash the strobe bulb like that, then you use the vacuum to suck in. However, if you slam another ghost that you're already sucked into one that has not yet been flashed, that counts, and it makes them appear and tangible, so you can actually just skip a step.
Oh,
nice.
So there is some strategy to using the slam to, destroy objects in the environment, to hit other ghosts, and maybe even uncover a different place. What you're seeing here is Luigi using the little suction shot. And yes, there are many little secrets and fun stuff to find. So
Nice. It looks like the polterpup was kind of playing a role there. Can you speak to how that dog is used in the gameplay?
That good boy is is of course very friendly. He's just kind of helping you out through the tutorial. He kind of reminds you, hey, ZR button plus that, it'll let you do this.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. So yeah,
Now,
definitely tutorial helper.
Speaking of lovable companions, where is Mario during all this?
Well, something happened. I won't go into it too much, but in our booth, can I talk a little bit about our booth? Because there's, I will allude to this. In our booth, there's actually, when you go into Luigi's Mansion 3 area, there's a little bit of these portraits up top, and there are giant X's over their faces of Peach and Mario. So something happened. Luigi's got to figure out what's going on. But this is a great to talk about it. In order to help him, speaking of other buddies, this is Gooigi. Gooigi is made of ectoplasm and coffee. That's lore. That's true.
Ectoplasm coffee.
Ectoplasm coffee. Yep. And Gooigi is able to slide through things that maybe Luigi cannot. So those spikes, for example, able to walk right through them, no problem. Funny, I actually tried to. Oh, go ahead.
So, I noticed Luigi's a little slumped over there. Do they share a soul, or
share a soul? That's
what is the lore of what we're seeing right there?
Well, this is just basically one way to play with Gooigi and Luigi. Pretty much press the right stick, and you can switch between independently either Gooigi or Luigi. So right now,
they're both
Luigi's
kind of there,
holding down that trap to make sure it's fine. Then Luigi can walk across.
So is Luigi maybe just taking a nap or a little break, or what's going on?
You could say he's drifting. or sleeping off a little bit. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that is a lot. I know in previous Luigi's Mansion games, it was kind of like separated per level, and you got those little scores afterwards. Does this game follow that structure, or does it make it a little bit more open?
Ooh, we'll be talking about that a little bit later on.
Okay.
So it feels like the sort of elevator button system allows you guys to get a little more creative on each floor and sort of flex different types of environments. Is that something we can expect to see? Is sort of a wide variety of like levels here?
Absolutely. You'll definitely take into account the fact that you start off and actually technically this isn't the first levels. It is in the demo, but I remember there being like a movie set, and I'm like, what is going on here? Then it was like all wild and greenery. I'm like, this is supposed to be a hotel. What is this? So definitely a lot of surprise on each floor because they are very wildly different.
Yeah, what inspired the themes of those floors?
I actually can't speak to it since I'm not the developer, but if there's anything else, I would definitely say that maybe it's a themed hotel. I don't know. But something tells me there's something amiss also regarding those themes and why they're there.
Now, throughout the years, we've seen Luigi collect money in these games. Does he ever get to spend it on anything?
I don't know. I mean, I probably does. I mean, he's got some roadster somewhere where he's just like
therapy?
Plug it in. Yeah, therapy from Holy Ghosts. Potentially, but yeah, he definitely money collecting is back, and eking out every coin and gold bar, as you can tell, is going to be really, really key.
And obviously, along with the level design variety, we're seeing variety in a lot of the ghosts. Some of the stuff you guys showed today had some weird new ghost bosses, like that were very, very interesting and sort of grander than we're used to seeing for the Luigi's game. Are they sort of expanding more in that direction too?
I think you could expect that, Luigi's Mansion, as when it comes to bosses and kind of the complexity of solving the puzzle that is a boss, there's a lot of good steps. I mean, later on, we'll talk about it more when we get to, King McFried over there. But I think the steps you need to get into different phases of battle will also be kind of interesting. Because I think maybe a little more complex than people are used to. Complex in a good way, but not necessarily more difficult. Just unexpected surprises, I'll say that.
There's also these little, sort of first-person sequences.
Yeah. You saw one right there. We kind of peering through the little crack in the... Yeah, that's basically a hint to there is something back there. There's got to be some way to get it. But, good for Luigi. Good job.
Does he still hum as he walks through the levels?
He can hum at times, but what I actually found out, and this is something people can test this out if they're on the show floor, you get a chance to play it later. On the plus control pad, I was messing around with it just to see what the buttons would do, and if you press left, down, or right, he kind of goes, Mario, and he kind of calls out. And the tone of how he calls out kind of changes depending on the context of when you're pressing the button.
Oh.
It's pretty cool. So, yeah, there's a lot in there, a lot of love and care, again. So
This is all because he got an invite.
He got an invite.
I feel like historically these brothers should know to not accept any type
I
of
love that he
invite.
accepts every invitation that he gets.
I mean, why wouldn't you if you're that popular, right? But
I mean, I don't know, Mario got invited to Peach's Castle to eat cake, and then he was stuck there for 120 stars. Dangerous things happen when these guys get invitations.
This is why I don't go out anywhere. I just stay home and I play my Switch.
But they gotta enjoy it at some point, right? I mean, they know. Dude, put it this way: in the opening sequence, he knows what's up when Polterpup pops out of a suitcase. And
Right.
Like, hey, you don't see me often, but I'm here. Like, isn't that a hint that something's about to go down? Like,
Maybe he's overcoming his fears.
Well, the animals are always the first to know, even the ghost
that's-
animals.
That's
that is
very true.
It's very true. It's scary true, actually.
Can you speak to any of the other upgrades that we see to Luigi's kit? Because I know in Dark Moon we got the flashlight that can kind of see mysterious things that are invisible, and I know you guys mentioned that the Poltergust has a few upgrades itself, so what can we expect in terms of that?
So the slam and the suction shot that we went over were definitely some of the key things. You will see kind of like a dark light also come back. Remember you just spoke about it? Yes, that will be... Now I'm kind of spoiling it, but to see that in a hot second. Of course you have... there's also an interesting burst move where you press like ZL and ZR at the same time, and you kind of put like that. Yeah, he just kind of jumps in place. What's interesting is it can push back. So if you're getting overwhelmed by a lot of ghosts or enemies, you just hit that and they all kind of back up to give you a little bit of space.
Oh, that's nice of them.
Yeah. What made you guys decide to make those kind of adjustments?
Those kinds of adjustments I think were made because there's always something fun and new, and depending on the tools you have, right, there's more ways to exploit them to present new challenges, new puzzles, things like that. Funny enough, going back to Luigi, we just saw that there a second ago. If you notice that if Luigi pulls on this, on that particular lever, and there's a bucket of water that comes down, and Luigi is water soluble, so he just kind of melts. So there he is. That's King McFried. So it's a fun little battle.
If Luigi melts, is Luigi also harmed?
No, actually. If you press the right stick and when you summon Luigi, he has his own kind of like health bank, about like 25 hit points. Luigi doesn't technically lose it, so it's kind of nice to send out Luigi as a nice little, hey, you do that first, and I'll be here.
Which is why EGAD made him to begin with. So
Exactly.
It all lines up.
Oh, lore also. So as you're watching through the battle, I also want you to pay attention to when the crowd cheers. I thought that was a really nice detail.
Now, how emotionally fragile is this man? Because that is not a real crowd. Those are paper cutouts that he put there to make himself feel better.
Yeah, oh, there you go. See, this is where I want to get chucked like that, because that hurts. But the crowd cheers for King McFright. Like, so it kind of feels messed up that, hey, you just got hit, and everyone's like, yeah, and cheering. But those kinds of details, I think, are definitely my favorite, because they didn't need to. Or like when Luigi's in a room with ghosts, his standing posture is a lot more just like completely like scared stiff, right? He's completely stiff. If there's no ghost, his body movement changes. So they've done a lot of great work with animating and kind of
That was beautiful.
Right?
Do you think Luigi will ever be gifted a non-haunted mansion or ever go on a vacation that doesn't end in terror?
Probably not. I think we love him well enough that he's a good enough sport to kind of go along with it.
That's true. I mean, him being scared and crying is part of the appeal at this point.
Isn't that the appeal of Luigi, though?
I think so. I feel bad about that, but it's worth it for us because we get to laugh at him.
It's a very relatable character.
Yes,
That's true.
Yes, laughing with him is definitely the key.
But he's not laughing, so I don't know.
He looks like he's scared.
He's having a good time.
Exactly.
He's doing okay.
I think you can expect that Luigi wouldn't be putting himself in this position if he didn't like it somewhere on the inside, deep down in there. He probably likes it.
The secret masochism of Luigi.
I mean,
love it.
he's saving Mario, right? He's saving his friends, so that's a good cause, and he's a really courageous soul to take on that task. I'll look him struggle. Oh.
There we go.
That looks like it's it.
Yay!
Oh, that's right.
The crowd hasn't really changed their expectations once again because they are not real. They are plants.
Yep.
Oh, but now
they're all
yay.
just they're all
fun.
cardboard cutouts.
No, it's basically like when Macaulay Culkin puts out the Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they just start kind of moving in it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Exactly.
Same thing.
I don't know how you got a Home Alone reference into the show, but I'm proud that you did.
I wasn't expecting that one, that's for sure.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is Luigi's Mansion 3. Thank you, Janet. Thank you, JC. I now feel a little bit better about Luigi's constant tormented battle against the afterlife. And speaking of afterlife, there's plenty of more life after this in our coverage of E3 Live at IGN. So don't go away. What's coming up next, Max? More bad puns?
Yeah, something like that. Well, Luigi's Mansion is pretty cool, but what about Xavier's Mansion? We've got Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order, coming up in a bit. But first, the Daily Fix with Sid. Let's take a look.